Pusha T and Clipse were dropped from Def Jam because they wanted a collaboration with Kendrick.
Anyway, this video is coming. The original video is coming from Yelm Stacy. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name right, but I watch his stuff. He's pretty accurate. He's pretty informative, and you know, I just be talking that talk. All right, here we go. The title of this video is UMG blocks Kendrick Lamar and Pusha T song after Drake's tantrum/lawsuit. Clips dropped from the label. They got dropped. All right, see, now I'm gonna learn something with y'all. All right, here we go. Hold on.
Straight up, UMG trying to censor a verse with Kendrick Lamar on the track with Clipse, all because UMG doesn't like the optics of Drake's ops being on one song together after everything going on with the beef and especially with the lawsuit going on. This shit is crazy. Let's get right to it. So in this video, we're gonna get to this actual article that Clipse did with GQ. They go into depth about the situation that caused them to be dropped from the label, and also they speak on some more things in regards to how Pusha T is looking at Drake as if he ever respected him, he damn sure don't respect him right now. So right here, this post says, Clipse got dropped from the Def Jam deal after refusing to remove Kendrick Lamar off their album. After a summer beef between their two biggest artists that resulted in a still ongoing lawsuit from Drake, UMG blanched at the antagonistic optics of two of Drake's biggest enemies linking on wax. All right, now why would you?
They couldn't see it. They wasn't allowed. No, hell no. You can't have them come together. They don't even know if they was talking about Drake or do that. They may have heard a copy of the song, but just the idea of it. Nah, we don't want y'all even talking to each other. We're gonna do everything in our power to get. Yo, I'm learning the more the deeper I get into the behind the scenes of this type of stuff that it's a lot of chess moves being made. You think it's just people dropping records and, you know, making their stuff, but apparently it's a lot of players that aren't seen that make your favorite records. Make them your favorites. You understand what I'm saying? Because you can only choose from what is available to you. So you'd be surprised how many things never make it. You never hear. They say Dr. Dre got like 150 albums. That nobody ever heard. You know what I mean? And for whatever reason, maybe his own personal choices or for label reasons and other things, you'll never hear him. And it's kind of crazy. All right, but anyway, back to what he's saying.
UMG cares specifically about the situation with everyone, all these people being on their labels. See, the entire time in regard to what's going on behind the scenes as far as the label part of this beef, it's been a game within a game, dog. It's usually always a game within a game. So this says UMG's East Coast labels officially restructured via Republic Corps. Def Jam, Island, Mercury, Republic will operate independently while tapping into the integrated departments, okay? So all those labels that I just named have officially restructured around a central operational hub called Republic Corps, and Drake's folks is under Republic. Drake is damn near their biggest artist, all right? According to an official announcement, as a part of this view, collective each individual label maintains and operates with full independence.
So they basically all work for the same people. And that's why they can move them around like chess pieces. You know what I mean? People, listen, everything we get, we are consuming in concern to music and entertainment is curated and, dare I say, weaponized. The music promotes certain things because certain people want it to be that way. I don't care how you put it. The more you look into stuff like this, you're like, damn, it's what, 2-3 big record companies ultimately, but we flooded, but only a certain type of music seems to make it to the forefront. Very interesting is what I'm saying. Anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
Autonomy. So Jim Ropo has been named the president and chief operating officer of Republic Corps, reporting directly to co-chiefs of the label group, Monty Lippman and Avery Lippman. So he's reporting to Monty Lippman, okay? Monty Lippman is the CEO of Republic Records. Now, Monty Lippman just went through a whole summer of getting his ass whooped by who? John Janik, okay? John Janik is the CEO of Interscope Records. That's the West Coast side, you know, record label from the West Coast that's under a subsidiary of UMG. So his artist was whipping Monty Lippman's artist all summer. So if it comes down to it, he is not gonna put some shit out with Drake's ops linking up. Doesn't matter what they say. He's not.
Right. No, absolutely not.
Not gonna put that shit out because Def Jam is under his umbrella now. Because once again, y'all see all these labels go under Republic Corps. The president of that shit reports to Monty Lippman. So I hope y'all understand all that shit right there, the behind the scenes games. Now, this has been going on for a while now. Pusha T has said how he's been affected by behind the scenes games that's been played by Drake before. But let's go ahead and get to the article though, man. So just to summarize this portion up here, they talk about Pusha T teasing a verse from Kendrick Lamar, but they already got the verse. People have heard it already. Pharrell previewed it at a Louis Vuitton fashion show. It's for
Do it say anything about Drake? If it don't say nothing about Drake, I don't see the problem.
chains and whips, okay? But here they go more into details as far as Def Jam trying to stop them from releasing that track as is. It says Pusha can barely contain his disgust recounting how the stalemate with Def Jam played out. They wanted me to ask Kendrick to censor his verse, which of course I was never doing, he explains. And then they wanted me to take the record off. And so after a month of not doing it, Steve Gawley, the lawyer over there, was like, we'll just drop the clips. But that can't work because I'm still there solo. But if you let us all go, sure enough, Def Jam eventually agreed to release the clips and drop Pusha as a solo artist, freeing the duo up to shop for a new home with a finished Clipse album and plenty more music in their pockets.
Crazy.
He said exact buzz were censored. They wanted him to ask Kendrick to censor his verse. That's crazy. I'm trying to tell y'all trying to make Drake out to be some type of martyr. No, he's all for himself, man. Now they ended up going to.
I mean, but isn't everybody? Don't. You know what I mean? Don't do that to him. Like I didn't really choose sides in the Kendrick Drake beef. Clearly, Kendrick is a superior MC, if that's the question. But you know, just him as a person. Come on, man. They all in it to try to get something for themselves.
Nation, that's where they dropping under. You feel me? They recently dropped a new song. I listened to it. It's smooth. Classic Clip shit. It's smooth. Now in this article, Pusha eventually talks some more about how he feels about Drake's lawsuit with UMG. We can talk more about that, but to stay on subject about the actual song with Kendrick Lamar that caused them to be dropped from Def Jam. Rob Markman has some insight. Let's tap in and see what the homie got to say.
So I've heard the verse many, many times. Round the back, I've read the lyrics. And without giving too much away, again, because I want the fans to have their moment, I want this to be rolled out the way that the Clipse want it to be rolled out. What I can say is, now that this information is out there, and what I know is the verse is less of a diss and more of a state of the union. That's the best way I can describe it. After one of the most wild years that hip hop has ever seen, Kendrick just kind of gives a state of the union. Here's where we are now. Here's where I am now. Here's where we are now. Here's where I am now. You know what I'm saying? And that's the best way I describe it. And if it was up to UMG, we wouldn't hear it. At least not on their label. And it wasn't even the content of the verse that scared them. If you read the passage, it wasn't even necessarily the content of the verse. It was the optics, according to the GQ article. It was the optics of Kendrick and Pusha on the
teaming up. Yeah. They just couldn't take it.
same song. Two guys that Drake has had beef with. Two guys that in recent years have released diss tracks against Drake. Two guys who have in recent years have bested Drake in the battle. Pusha with Story of Adidon, Kendrick with his plethora of records, ending with Not Like Us.
Can't they just leak it and just act like it didn't happen, but it did, and take the sting out of it? That might, I'm sure they probably get sued for that too. But you know, it's always a way. You know, like everybody, sex tape just gets mysteriously leaked. Can they just mysteriously leak it? Like I left my phone and somebody broke in there, found the code. I think these niggas should just fight, yo. Just have a good old fist fight. See, they ain't gonna like that because Kendrick kind of little. Even though he be doing push-ups and stuff, he get the fighting on Drake. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna turn out good. And then Drake gonna beat him up with that Canadian accent, with that friendly suburban Canadian voice. Come on, dude. I freaking told you to calm down, man. Just fucking not like us, huh? All right, shout out to Kendrick and shout out to Drake and definitely the Clipse. I'm very excited for their record coming out. Let me know what you feel about this, man. Should Drake have the ability to interfere with two legends?